Hi, today I'm going to analyze the history Tarzan of the Apes. When we are analyzing a short history like Tarzan of the Apes, it's essential to focus on key literary techniques that help us to combine things, develop characters, and build the narrative. A short history typically compresses much of the conflict, setting, and character development into a smaller space. In the case of Tarzan of the Apes, it's not different. Characterization is one of the primary ways a writer combines meaning. In Tarzan of the Apes, the character of Tarzan himself is central to the story. Example in the film Tarzan, where Tarzan's struggle to find his place the between two worlds is portrayed visually through his movements. The animation techniques of fluid, almost acrobatic movements, while Tarzan swings through the hunger. In a short history essay, I could see how Tarzan's characterization is developed through his relationships, first with the animal and the hunger, his family, and then with Yen, a symbol of human civilization. On the other hand, the setting. I think the setting plays a crucial role in shaping the narrative of Tarzan of the Apes. The hunger represents Tarzan's origins, his poor, untamed nature, and also the complex human emotions he is yet to understand. In Nessie, I could see how the hunger functions as a character itself, shaping Tarzan's behavior. It's where Tarzan feels most at home. Things of nature versus nature. I think one of the central things of Tarzan of the Apes is the classics debate of nature versus nature. Tarzan, raised by apes and physically conditioned to be more animal than human. Example in film face a similar dilemma through his connection human is much more direct. The conflict and resolution. In a short history, conflict drives the plot forward. In Tarzan of the Apes, the primary conflict is both internal and external. Tarzan struggles to understand his place in the world, and this struggle is reflected in his physical journey from the hunger to human society. And Nessie, I could see how the resolution of Tarzan's internal conflict mirrors the broader theme of reconciliation between the war and civilization, nature versus nature. In conclusion, when I was analyzing Tarzan of the Apes and Nessie, I focused on the use of characterization, setting, things, and conflict resolutions. These elements contribute to the overall meanings of the story, and by comparing them with symbols from others' works like films and novels. Now I want to talk about the figure of speech and the essay of Tarzan of the Apes. I want to start with a metaphor. Is when we make a comparison without using like or as. In Tarzan of the Apes, Tarzan's connection to the hunger is often described through metaphors that compare him to wild animals. An example in movies in the film Lion King, Mufasa advice to Simba about the circle of life is a metaphorical. On the other hand, personification. The personification in Tarzan of the Apes are the trees, the animals, and even the wind have personalities and emotion that influence Tarzan's journey. On the other hand, alliteration. Burroughs may use alliteration to intensify moments of action or describe Tarzan's movement. For example, when he said the swift, silent shadow of Tarzan, this is he was using alliteration. On the other hand, the simmer. Burroughs often use simmers to combine the agility or strength of Tarzan. For example, when he said Tarzan moved through the trees like a shadow, that is a simmer. Hyperbola. In Tarzan of the Ape, the hero's physical abilities are often described in hyperbolic terms, making him appear almost superhuman. For example, when it say Tarzan may be described as having the strength of 100 men. This is a hyperbolic. In conclusion, Burroughs' use of figure of speech helps to create a rich, immersive world. These techniques are not just tools for embellishment. They shape the reader's experience, making the narrative more dynamic, vivid, and memorable. Hey, that was everything about Tarzan of the Apes.